Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome, beautiful beings. Just wanted to come and feel into showing up. This morning, I was feeling into where we show up every day. What does that look like when we show up every single day in our lives? Not only for others, also for ourselves, and also for the world, for the community in the world, for the sisters, for the brothers, for our family. How do we show up? Are we afraid to show up? Are we doubting ourselves to show up? Do we think we're not important enough? Do we think that we don't know enough? Do we think that they will think something about us? There's some fears. Maybe there's no certainty. So I'm just feeling into that, into showing up, the need to show up. So if you're watching this and you're feeling the same, you know that you need to show up more in the world, maybe showing up in where you're needed and where your focus is. So for me, as a teacher, I need to show up as a teacher in my role, whether it's teaching for my classes, my yoga practices, showing up for myself in yoga practices so I could show up for my students, showing up as as a guide, as a mentor for my clients, my soul family. How can I show up better? How can I show up more fully? How can I give 100% when I'm not giving 100%? What do I need to do? Sometimes it does take taking a pause, taking a sacred pause, and integrate, process, integrate, transform through whatever is coming in your life, whatever information is coming into your life. And allowing yourself to just be here now, being present with what is, and align to your highest desire to serve, the highest desire to be of service to whoever. And so that while that is happening, are we still showing up every day? And so my invitation, if you feel like showing up, would love to have like some sort of accountability created for each other. How about we show up every single day? You know, this is what came to me this morning, that you need to show up every single day to where your focus is. And so my focus is truly in serving and helping others to empower themselves, to find themselves, to find their soul, to find a greatest love story ever told within your own soul. Finding that winding path. It is not easy and it is not always straight. But once we step on it, we are guided, we are protected, we are held and supported. And so to get there, it doesn't take one day and one night. It doesn't take 1 week. Truly, may not even take one lifetime, but what we can do is show up every single day for our purpose, our vision, for what we stand for what is alive in our hearts and continues to be evolving. So, as we are evolving in our own growth, in our own transformation, through whatever we are receiving, whatever comes through us, whatever guidance, lessons, programs, whatever comes through us, whatever helps us grow more, as long as we keep on growing, we're going to keep evolving. And as we evolve, our end goal is also going to evolve. So when we set a goal for something, once we reach that goal has become something else, something bigger, something greater. And we are on a path of evolution that is never going to stop. And so we continue to grow and we continue to evolve. And for me, maybe it's showing up every day. So if it's also you, and if you desire to show up every day, tag me below and let me know. And we can create like an accountability way of holding each other accountable in showing up. So coming and sharing our message live every day. You know, I have a dear, beautiful sister, Stacy Rower, and she has a beautiful group, and she shows up every day in her group, and they all interact each other. It's like this beautiful energy of like, it's like a family vibe there, and we all know each other, and we comment and we watch. Sometimes we comment, interact, sometimes it's live, sometimes it's not. And Stacy shows up every day, and she gives us prompts. And it's a beautiful energy. And for her as a leader, she has to show up every day to be able to inspire others. So hey love, hey Carla. I am actually speaking a little bit about showing up and feeling if there's anyone out there that wants to have like an accountability journey together, to show up every day, I feel like that would be such a courageous thing to commit to. So yeah, this is what I'm feeling into. Showing up. And so I'm showing up here today in my group, and I know that I have to go beyond my comfort zone, beyond my fears and through the fears, because fears don't matter. Having fears is about overcoming them and being brave enough and courageous to do it, and to be strong enough to do it, and to deconstruct the beliefs that we can't do it, or we can't go, or it's too much, or we are not enough, or what am I going to say, or fears or doubts. What I train myself truly is to have no doubts and to have that full faith, like a 100% faith in knowing that I can. So it takes some practices, or it takes also a decision and a choice to make, that this is what I'm going to do for myself. It's almost like my visionary self is here showing me the path, telling me to do it, and I must listen. I don't have to listen, but it's like I must listen, because I am no longer asleep to knowing who I am and what I'm here to do, what I'm here to bring, how I'm here to serve. So, showing up every day has been on my mind. And so I'm showing up here now to talk a little bit about the divine union, the Hieros, Gamos, what it means. Hieros, Gamos means sacred marriage. It means divine union. It means inner marriage. It means harmony. It means balance, support. It means devotion. Devotion to love and truth. It means finding yourself, awakening to that knowing, receiving all the information you need to know for your life path, for your purpose. As you see your vision, you connect to your purpose, and you bring it through your physical body into this life, but also not just into this life on the earth plane, also in many other dimensions that all support each other and they're all mirroring each other. So finding our divine inner union is actually an embodiment of all that you are, all of you, all of you. There's not a part of you that is missing or forgotten or unforgiven. All of you is your wholeness, your holiness, your sovereignty. So a divine inner union is the strong, divine, masculine presence of a king, a benevolent, heroic, sovereign, divine masculine. The masculine that is a king, the masculine that rises in his sacred rage to stand up for women and children and humanity. That is the masculine within. For me, my masculine for a long time has been wounded. My masculine for a long time has been hated, resented towards, unforgiven, grudges held against that masculine within me, because my internal masculine was corrupted by all that the external masculine committed to my inner structures, systems, and understanding of who I am. It has been completely corrupted and programmed and suppressed by the pain and trauma that many of us experience. That pain and trauma that suppresses the reality and the truth of who we are, because we resent that pain and trauma, and it keeps cycling through our mind and our lives, and we're stuck. So that divine masculine within me needed to be found. It was almost like this wounded warrior, the wounded warrior that has been slain, the wounded warrior of all that is sovereign and holy. And he stands up for integrity and honor. That's the masculine that must be present in his protective shield with a sword. That's the inner, integrated, embodied masculine within us that shows up through our feminine bodies or masculine bodies. Doesn't matter if we're woman or man. It's just that hero within, and I talked a little bit about hero yesterday in my transmission. I understand what it all means. I understand and I see these stories and myths to really interweave with each other. This warrior codes showing up a couple of weeks back, just really feeling that energy of fire, graceful warrior rising, the masculine energy rising, upgrading. The DNA is upgrading, the old is collapsing, the old calcified programs are collapsing because we are awakening and we are blossoming as we are rising in our true ascension in this timeline. If you're alive at this time on the planet, you are here to remember who you are through everything that the planet is going through right now. And so the masculine, the divine masculine rises in his graceful, benevolent, honorable warrior that is also a protector, and he creates safe boundaries, and he creates ways of service and healing to others, and he holds a sacred space of sanctuary as a protector of all that is holy, with a shield and a sword, the sword of truth, the shield of grace, of love, with devotion and wisdom backing you up. The devotion that's always been there to all that is divine, through religion, through atheism, through New Age, through any kind of other system that tried to tell us about something that's bigger than us externally. And then we find ourselves, we find that inner warrior that has been wounded and killed and literally crucified on the cross. The most kindest, the most devoted man and men have been crucified and killed and taken and corrupted and pretended to be what the true divine masculine is not. So once we realize that the true divine masculine within is in devotion to all that is holy, to the heart path, to the true raw understanding of who we are, where we came from, going beyond our understanding, where did we come from, connecting to your soul and to what your soul is here to tell you. To go into reflection and meditation and prayer and connect to and heal all that is hurt, anything that is still hurt and hurting and holding against the masculine. Go in there and heal it and let go. Your divine inner masculine didn't do it to you. So forgive and collapse, so then you can remember the wholeness of your own inner divine masculine. That's what it's about, is to find that sanctuary within of recognizing your own self as the reflection of who you know you are inside, even though the outside is telling us otherwise and wants to condition us and program us. with so much that isn't true. So yes, there's this beautiful divine masculine that we are now like, okay, who are you? And then there's feminine. The left side of the body is feminine, the right side is the masculine. In the yoga tradition, this is known as Ida and Pingala. Ida and Pingala. And the Ida and Pingala flow together like the rivers of light through our system, through our body, through our light body. The rivers of light, and they also run up through the Shushumna channel, our spine, like a spiral. It's like these two divine energies, feminine and masculine. So the feminine on the left, how are you connected to your feminine? For me, it was never a question of my connection to the feminine. That mother energy was always there, like the cosmic mother that was there through my mother, through my grandmothers, both of them, through the nannies that were there for me in an orphanage that I was growing up, uh, from just a different way my life was at the time, through my teachers, my mentors, even my own daughters, really feeling the cosmic mother energy always being present in my life. Just that feminine, energy that was always seeking the masculine. She was seeking the masculine in the external world, and then at one point realizing I needed to look inside. And I still remember that day. It was a beautiful gathering of women together, because that's when these healing magical miracles happen, is when we gather with women, is when I truly felt that anything I ever seeked for outside of myself is actually within me. And I came home. I remember just falling on my knees in the backyard and my grass under my trees, and just crying and crying and crying, and feeling that sense of healing and release, that I no longer need to look anywhere else outside of myself. I need to look within. That is where I will find everything that I need. And truly, there's just so many initiations like that and transformations like that that have occurred, that I know are occurring for each one of us on our own path, at our own time. And how can we connect and remember and grow from those experiences, healing where we're looking for. So the feminine and the masculine together, they have this beautiful dance with each other, interlacing, dancing. Of course, they could be fighting a war, that inner war, or they could communicate and be in this beautiful conscious relationship with each other, to come together in harmony, balance, peace, love, truth, devotion to that highest yes of our soul, to remember that. So that's the essence of, for me, of in this moment of the divine masculine and feminine, the healing that comes and happens together, and connecting to the feminine side too. What needs to be healed here? What are we still holding on that is still hurting us about what our mothers did, our grandmothers did, or what was done to them? from their feminine line or masculine line that we're holding on against the feminine. Where have we been abandoned? Where have we been abused by the feminine? Where have we been beaten? You know, this generation, we've all been spanked and beaten. And then it's so much wounding around not having the freedom as a human being, no matter what age we are, to be seen and honored and guided with spiritual teachers and guides through our parents and grandparents and the conscious way of being and speaking to. We were all yelled at, we were all spanked, we were all put in the corner, we were all told to stop crying. There's the feminine in us that just wants to scream and run wild. Scream and just liberate ourselves, and truly remember our deep essence of both masculine and feminine being each other's reflection. As powerful you are as your feminine, your masculine is just as powerful. As powerful you are as the masculine, your opposite divine feminine is just as powerful. They're not less. Finding that harmony with wholeness, becoming whole. A better half, this is my better half. That's a lie. No one outside of ourselves are better halves. We're whole. We're not a half. We are whole inside. And when two people come together and one is whole, one is still healing or not even conscious or half, or they're still seeking outside, and, you know, there's some healing and there's some activation and there's some recalibration and crumbling that needs to happen and will happen. And usually when one person blossoms and looks out and shines brightly, everything we touch, we heal. And so we begin to grow together in community, in communion, in the communications. But first, we go inside and we look inside at our divine inner union. That's where it begins, or that's where we eventually come and take a look at. And so if this is where you are and where you're resonating with, working with, we're creating a retreat specifically for divine union, Hieros, Gamos, a transformational journey and healing and a retreat and a sacred sanctuary and a sacred circle time and a sacred sisterhood and brotherhood. So it's open for all, whether you're solo, whether you are wanting to share with a friend, a sister or brother, or a beloved, your partner, or, oh yes, that's the option. So if you're solo, or you can be shared or with a partner. It's going to be an incredible 7 days in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica usually calls for a few more days. So it would be beautiful if you could just go on your own afterwards and explore. 7 days in the beautiful 2 locations, one in the beautiful mystical mountains of Costa Rica, mystical, magical forest, a jungle that speaks to you, that shows you your path, that tells you the secrets that you've been seeking for generations. It's finally your time to hear, to ask, to hear, to listen. and a beautiful place to rest, to rejuvenate, to integrate, to receive the information, to receive the teachings that are coming through ancient wisdom rituals, through emotional clearing and healing, through field work, through energy work, through movement, embodiment, integration. We are weaving beautiful practices for you to be part of, to acknowledge and face that divine inner union before we take a look at how can we reflect that and be reflected back with someone we love, and do this work together if you come as a couple or a solo, and doing this work solo for yourself. Above all, this work is so important to do, to remember how whole we are. So that's what is coming through in this moment. This masculine and feminine energy, they flow like this beautiful spiral, and they show up with different names, and maybe I will just choose to say God and Goddess, the source, the divine source of all creation. It could be an energy of the earth and the sky, the energy of the father and the mother coming together in the beautiful divine union within, this protection from above and deep grounding, nurturing care from below. And you are a child. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. And we are all here to find our wholeness, to reunite with our inner beloved. We're going to have beautiful yoga practices at this retreat. Yoga that like you have never experienced before. Yoga that will blow your mind and realign you back to the truth of who you are. And our gift and our true offering as teachers, myself and Sabrina, are here to fully be in service. Our partners that are coming, that are supporting us in our offerings, are here to give our all to this sacred healing journey of reuniting the divine feminine and the divine masculine within and without. And if you're seeking the divine union, if you're calling in your divine union, this would be a perfect place for you as well. So I'm going to post the link in the comments. You're welcome to go take a look. It will take you to my website, and there you can just read through, get inspired, see how you're feeling, and there's a link to book with me. It will be like a quick discovery call, and and we'll tell you more. There's a lot more that we can tell you in person that you can feel into. So yes, so this is my delivery, my sacred delivery today. And as always, may all of our words, actions, all of our messages, all of our divine service always be in benefit to all living beings, to all humankind, to the earth, to the sky, truly giving all grace to the highest consciousness of love, to the highest divine source of God and Goddess. And we are here to be in service to each other. Yeah. So reach out, let me know We also did an Instagram live today with Sabrina, and I will share it into the group, into the Facebook event as well, and connect with us. This is going to be incredible. And I personally think it's such an amazing deal as well. Yeah, just reach out and let's talk about it. I'm sending you all my love. If you're interested in showing up on 365 days a year, reach out and let's create accountability portal somewhere. Okay, many blessings.